Americans love using their credit cards, the most secure and hassle-free way to pay. But DC politicians want to change that with the Durbin-Marshall credit card bill. This bill lets corporate megastores pick how your credit card is processed, allowing them to use untested payment networks that jeopardize your data security and rewards. Corporate megastores will make more money, and you pay the price. Tell Congress to guard your card, because Americans lose when politicians choose. Learn more at guardyourcard.com.
You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/PODKATZ13. Just go to Indeed.com/PODKATZ13 right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.
Are you ready to learn the 3 secrets to launching a successful podcast? Hi, I'm Bill, a recent client of the Podcast Mogul. If you've been thinking about starting a podcast but aren't sure where to begin, he's got you covered. He is hosting a free webinar where he will share the 3 secrets that can help you launch, grow, and monetize your podcast without any fancy equipment or technical headaches. Click the link in the show notes to save your spot now and let him help get your podcast off the ground.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've done a few different forays into this digital process. And so my biggest thing was when the...
Hey guys, it's Phil Better again. This is episode 3, and this time that voice you heard was Dr. Sandra Colton-Medici, a amazingly accomplished author, educator, and artist. I had a great time discussing her life, how she changed her passion into something from the real world to the digital world, and it was an incredible time talking with her. So I really hope you guys enjoy listening to it, and also make sure you check out her both her podcast that she has, link always in the description, as well as her book Passion Pipeline. It was #1 on Amazon, so you'll learn all about that in the episode. So again, thank you for listening, and let's go listen to the episode. We're here with Dr. Sandra Colton-Medici. Yeah, I know your last name is French.
Well, it's actually Italian.
It's Italian. Yeah, it's
but
Italian.
My husband is French. But yes.
Mm-hmm. So Medici. I'm French as well. So.
Oh.
Yes.
Comment ça va? Ça
Très
va
bien,
bien?
vous. Je viens de. Mon français c'est de Québec. D'abord, c'est pas refined as your
Québécois.
Why with the accent? So yes, we were talking before. You have a beautiful website with a whole bunch of awesome stuff on it. Something that I found when you came on, that you kind of dance with someone who I have a huge crush on. You're a backup dancer for Rihanna.
Oh, I
have
love
a huge
Miss Rihanna. Mm-hmm.
Rihanna she's amazing. I love her. Beyonce as well. Like, I love all dancers, obviously, but like the fact that you danced with backup for Rihanna, I'm like I'm one way from Rihanna. Oh my God.
This is like 6 degrees of separation.
Yeah, that's fully it. I've met you. I am 1 degree away from Rihanna. I'm happy with my life. I can retire now.
We can retire. No further work necessary.
Exactly. But yes, this is not what the podcast is about, me gushing about Rihanna and the fact that you've met Rihanna, because that could be a whole podcast by itself.
Yeah.
But it's about the fact that you're a digital entrepreneur. You've come from the real world, quote unquote, and brought it onto the digital world, and saw a hole that was needed to be fixed, and that's specifically in the dance world.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've done a few different forays into this digital process, and so my biggest thing was when the pandemic hit, and we were all kind of scrambling as to can we go out? Can we not go out? I created this virtual conference called Icons of Online Movement. And I think that's what you're talking about. But I felt like there was a huge hole in the way that people normally consume dance and fitness. And not that people hadn't been putting their classes online or whatnot, but not like the majority of people were not, most people dance in person. Most people take, fitness classes in person. And so it was one of those things where I was like, people need to know what to do, how to do it, where to go, resources that they can have, and just listen to stories of, people doing it in real time, so.
See, that's amazing. You saw a need, you fixed it.
Well, I didn't fix anything. We're still in the pandemic.
Well, you didn't fix the pandemic. I'm not saying you did that, but you found a hole for certain people, and you're like, I have these skill sets. They may not be the best, but I can at least put them together to help others, and then someone else maybe will be able to do better with it the next generation going on. So exactly. you did that, and so that was that your first foray into the digital entrepreneurship?
No, I think back in the day, okay, so I published a few different magazines, and when I published Dance Track magazine, I had one of the first apps that for a dance publication. So there had been other dance magazines, but mine was the only one at the time that actually had an app, and that had moved almost all episodes, issues online for digital purchase. So that was probably my first foray into doing something digitally. And that's when magazines were starting to shift into right. And so I was like, not at that point, nobody, knew what they were doing, and to have something that was, to have a digital version of your publication meant that you needed to have added things to your magazine that was online. You couldn't just have the same magazine.
No, you have to justify them paying the extra
right
price
for this. Exactly. You had to have extra articles or extra features, whatever, to have them pop over to the digital version. So anyway, so that was probably back in like 2009, I would say. Yeah.
So you've been kind of a digital entrepreneur for nearly a decade now.
I mean, I feel like I'm not like Elon Musk, but I am trying. I'm trying to get into that zone.
Oh, so you're trying to get a rocket in space now? That's where you're going? Dance
only
the
if
rocket?
There's dancers in there, but
okay. I can see it now. Dance power rockets.
Yes, I mean, hey, if you can get somebody on the moon. I just feel like I'm just doing what I do, and most of the time that has to do with either digital marketing or being a publisher or author, education for sure. Yeah,
because you have your doctorate. I'm a doctor. I can't believe I'm podcasting with a doctor. That's
but I don't fix people that way. I can't heal you in a medicinal way.
Dang it. So I can't come for you for prescriptions. Okay.
No.
No, but you're a doctor. You're also, as you said, you're an author, and you have a number one book in was it September? It
was in September. So on September 1st, it actually went to number one in the new release category for 1 hour short reads. And I was like, what?
That's
because
amazing.
it is a short read. I have it. Let me see. I always have a copy in my drawer.
That's smart. There we go.
It's called P.I.P.E.L.I.N.E. But for me, I was like, what? That's so cool. It's just, whenever something happens like that, you're just like, let me just sit for a moment. Let me just sit in it for a moment and just be like, okay.
I did it.
That's something, and so for me, it's an accomplishment, but it's also something where I feel like if people can hear about the book or, learn about what helps to get them from point A to point B, then great.
And for me, that's what I find a lot of people are missing. It's just that initial step, because like they can see C, D, E, F, G all the way down, but it's getting from A to B. It's just that little kick they need.
Yes, it's that little pick me up and tell me where I need to go, because a lot of times it's not that people don't have what they need. They probably already have that inner voice telling them what they should be doing or what they can do. It's just, I find it kind of like that, the Oprah effect. Like, well, Oprah said, so I'm going to do it, and your mom could have been telling you for 20 years, but Oprah said it.
Yeah, Oprah said it, so it must be true. Yeah. It's the same thing.
Right?
I see that when, like, with my ex-girlfriends, you say, oh my God, you're gorgeous, you're amazing, I love you. Oh, you just have to say that because you're my boyfriend. But like some random stranger says it, and it's like, oh my God, he's so kind.
Yes.
And it's like, but I've been saying that for 20 years now. What's going on?
I know. Well, it's always, when you're ready to hear it.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
You need that moment where someone's going to invest in you and that you're ready to invest in yourself.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
Kick to go and decide to do it.
It's the name of the podcast. No.
This invest in yourself is invest in yourself. Got the
He's
merch.
ready.
I'm ready. I am super ready. Getting everything ready for this launch to make it the biggest podcast because I want to help other people. I want them to like this podcast, like your book, a kick in the pants to show them. Like I had Ralph Sutton on earlier, and he went from radio to podcasting to owning his own podcast network.
That's crazy.
In like a 20-year span. You went from, you started in the dance world, entertainment world. Now you're going into, you help people move from non-digital to the digital world for their dancing. You're helping.
And for other stuff. So like for what you're talking about, like the course that I created, it's called Course Sweetener, and it can be for anything. I feel like it's kind of, a lot of the response that I've received for it has been from the gig life people. So graphic designers or hairstylists or painters, vocal coaches, people who have skills and skill sets that can be translated into an actual program you can put online that they had never thought of doing it before. So, that guy like fluffy little clouds, like doing that. Right, exactly. Bob Rossing it, but online. So a lot of people don't know, like, wow, would people really buy that online? Like, I look at this whole time frame of, everybody's in the house and they don't know what to do with themselves. And if they haven't been impacted personally, health-wise or financially, that they can take this time and do something to like take their skill and put it online, because we're not going back to what it was. No. So the dancers that are now dancing online, those programs aren't going away. It'll be hybrid, or the vocal coaches or the piano instructors or the painting artists or whatever. All of that's going to stay online, and the reason is because there's an audience for it. The people who didn't want to go to the gym are happy that all of those classes just went online.
Yeah, I don't have to be embarrassed.
I don't have to sit and sweat next to the person next to me, or, they don't need to look at who I'm talking to on the phone, or I don't have to go into that weird shower room and be like, God,
that's the worst.
Yes.
Men shower rooms are kind of weird because you got two types of people. You have the older gentlemen who are just free balling it, and you're like, I don't need to see that. Or then you have like the really timid person who's in the corner, just like,
that's me. I'm the timid one that like pulls the towel from the moment I get in there.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah. Like, I have no problem. You're comfortable in yourness, but like, I don't need to be seeing old man stuff in the gym. But yes, you were getting away from that bad visual into.
Yes. But it's not going away, is what I was saying, is that, more and more people are going to buy home gym equipment, and, we're going into this foray of touchless payments, where more people are getting that Apple Pay and, all of that. So it won't go back to what it was before. And that's why I feel like people need to shift that mindset. Like, we need to really flip the switch to say, okay, well, what I used to do is not, it might, some of it might go back to normal.
We're going to still have some of the regular jobs that we need. Because like people in the banking world, there's going to be people who want to go see the teller. So you're going to still have tellers, but there could be a lot less tellers. It's going to be more mobile. Businesses don't have to pay rent when they can say, here, we set up the network at home.
Everybody's remote.
Remote. Their costs drop dramatically. Profits go up. Everyone's happy.
Exactly.
And the people who can build those programs to help businesses.
Wow. Yeah. It's amazing what people can do from afar. Obviously things will go back, concerts will happen and, all of the in-person, because we need all of that too, for sure.
I'm thankful like Zoom exists so I can do these podcasts, because it's like I can still technically run a business with Zoom and interview people, and like that's increased dramatically, and like there's so much, and like it's amazing, like you're teaching people literally how to get off the couch and monetize their skills that they've learned over their lifetime and finally do it. And it's like it's the new industrial revolution, I find, right now.
Yeah. I mean, you have to look at Amazon. You know, Amazon didn't have pop-up stores until recently, but their entire business is online and they're making bazillions. So it's not entirely like out of the norm that the person, average Joe, you know, can't just pop up off the couch and say, okay, let me open my laptop and do something, right?
And
or
really,
if they don't have a laptop,
yeah,
borrow someone's.
borrows a laptop.
Right?
If on your cell phone, you can do it sometimes now.
That too. Mm-hmm.
Tablet, desktop, anything. While you're at work, do it while you're at work if you can.
No, don't get in trouble. We are not advocating for that.
Okay, on your breaks at work.
Yes.
If you can.
If you're clocked out, right?
If you're clocked out, they're not paying you, you can do it.
Yes.
Or you can start thinking about it so that you can go to the next step. And that's what's amazing, because if you enjoy it, there's at least one other person in the world that does.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, when this was way, way long ago, I lived in Seattle, and I worked in a town called Issaquah, and I was say that 5 times fast. It was a homeowners association. And I was like the administrator, if you will. I mean, I just kind of like answered the phones, and nobody really came in the office because, you know, nobody needed to come to the homeowners association, but I was there. And then there was an executive director, and I was helping to put together their newsletter. And what you were talking about is like on the job, like facilitating your ideas. And that's where I ended up coming up with my first magazine idea, was because I was doing the newsletter for a homeowners association.
There you go. Like you sprung an idea out of where you worked, and like you were like, okay, I need to learn these skills. I'm learning it on the job, which I can then put over onto my own project. Like, and that traveled with you the whole way, because now you probably are a great copy editor. I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, I have Grammarly too.
Yeah, Grammarly helps a lot.
It helps with the easy part. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you're probably having your emails are probably fantastic in your e-letters.
I like punctuation and grammar.
Oh, I saw with everything that you did, everything's very. I'm like, wow, I feel bad. My emails.
I mean, everybody has their own style, for sure.
Yeah, but yours is very, very proper. And I like when we started, I'm like, oh God. When I started reading up, like, you're a doctor, I'm like, oh God. And then I saw how professional everything was. I'm like, I don't think I'm ready for this.
No, I am the first one to be like, you know what, mistakes happen with everyone, and I am not perfect. So don't try to put me on that pedestal, because I will disappoint you at some point, and I'll be like, was that a comma in the wrong place? Yeah.
You messed up the comma.
I messed up the comma.
It's fine. A comma is fine. I don't think I use commas enough. But
that's on a t-shirt.
It's a genius idea for a t-shirt. I don't use commas enough. Yes. You can check it out on Phil merch by philbetter.com.
You're so good.
I am, right? I just smooth it right in.
Lord.
But okay, so your course, that the course Sweetener is what it's called, right? Can you explain to it, how did you come up with the idea to build this course to help people?
So for the course, it's self-paced. It's online. You can go into it and, do each module as you're ready. But it's built in a way to get you through it in 8 weeks. So you could go faster, you could go slower, but it's supposed to be where people learn how to translate their business, whether it's an in-person business to online, or to fix the online business that they already have. So if they are teaching or maybe co-teaching, there's a lot of leadership and presentation skills that you'll learn in the, certain modules. As far as marketing, there's a whole module about digital marketing and, all of that. And then there's, to begin with, we start off with ideation and what's your mission? What's your value? What's your, where are you when it comes to why you're doing it, so we start off there, but then get through the entire thing. And, it gives you resources of, platforms to put your course on, and, websites and how to, use them to, have pop-ups, for people to, get their email address and all of that. So it goes through the entire thing. If you are a newbie, it's a great place to start, because it really does go in to every single aspect of having a business online. But if you're not, it will help you refine if you've already got a product out there and it's not working for you. Like maybe the platform you're using isn't working. Maybe the pricing point isn't working. Maybe you're not doing the right marketing messaging, so there's a lot of different ways that you can, as somebody who already has a platform or a product on a platform already, and just tweak it, because sometimes it's about just having another look.
That second set of eyes, that second brain, just to take a look at it to say, oh, I could have been doing it like this, but I was looking at it like that.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Like I helped a friend of mine with their podcast, and I told them, like, stop going into promotion groups. Promotion groups are not where you need to go, because everybody's just promoting themselves. Yeah. And no one's listening to it. You have to go into, what's your topic? It's movies. Okay. Go into movie groups and say, hey guys, anybody wants to be a guest? Here's my podcast. And that's where you're going to get your fans.
Yeah.
And he did see an increase. He saw that little uptick by joining one or two groups. And it's like, okay, now that you got that, it's going to help you grow. And it's that second.
Well, it's all about networking, right?
Yeah. Podcasting is very networking. If you don't network at the beginning to build that nice little base, you're not going to go anywhere. You won't.
Well, and that's the thing in podcasts. I found that they're not competitive. I mean, everybody wants theirs to be good. But I found that hosts really just want great guests. They want to be, they want to have content that is actually rich and is going to provide, some sort of takeaway for their audience. And so I don't feel that kind of competition when people are saying, oh, well, you host this, well, I host this. Like, I don't see that happening when I reached out to different people.
If it's the same thing, like I had another podcast that was about movies and I've been on countless movie podcasts, but they're vastly different because of the host. That's the one thing that podcasts have that I love, is because the host is the difference that makes the difference. So like your podcast could be completely different than the way my podcast goes because of the access to the guests that you have, the conversations that you have. And obviously people are going to enjoy that because it's coming from you and you are the brand. When you're a digital entrepreneur is the brand. If you're not making a software to sell, but you're making a podcast, a YouTube channel, author, blogger, you're the product, you're the brand. So you need to be the best. You represent your brand 24/7. So podcast hosts know, like, I'm the brand. I have to be nice to other podcast hosts. If not, they're not going to promo me for free. Pretty much, like,
right. I mean,
scratch your back, you scratch my back. That's podcasting.
Yeah, definitely. I think that there's a lot to be learned in that for just regular business skills, is that, networking is part of the job. And I got onto Facebook. I had been off of it for a while and I got back on in March or so in 2020. And really it's about the long game. When you're thinking about business and digital marketing, it's about the long game. I mean, it's great to have some sort of viral piece of something, but that doesn't last, great.
You may get that little uptick for a bit and then you're just back over to plateauing.
Exactly. So, I mean, you have to have a long game, a long picture. I mean, past the 5-year mark, like, you have to look at it for what it is, which is networking, building relationships, and building a community, because you want them to grow with you instead of just kind of like, I bought their product once and I'm out, You
want to make that connection with that person so that you grow, I grow, they grow, and our network just grows and grows. And because, like, I'm part of your network, which is so many podcasters, but you're part of my network, that is a whole bunch of other podcasters over here. So you being on my podcast gets these people. You can say to your people, and then and we can connect other podcasters together. Yeah, that's what I love about podcasting. It's just so amazing. And the digital world helps with that, like with YouTubers as well. Like, you can watch a podcast now on YouTube. Before, it was no one thought about it. And then I don't know who was the first one. I know Joe Rogan was probably the biggest one.
All right.
Podcast to the YouTube. And then boom, everyone's now doing it. And you're making the YouTube money, and YouTube's happy. YouTube's like, sure.
Why not?
You bring people, I'll pay you.
Right? Simple, the advertising dollars, right?
Advertising dollars right there. And like, how do I monetize my podcast? Put it on YouTube.
Or I get some sponsors, right?
Yeah, get local sponsors. Like Jeff, Ralph, sorry, not Jeff. Ralph said he was a DJ in New York, and he had a podcast, right, talking with rock legends and that. His first advertiser was his DJ job at a strip club. They paid him $500 for 5 months of advertising on his podcast.
Oh my gosh.
Now, well, I wouldn't say go to strip clubs, but go to local businesses.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, people that, have your targeted audience as their, their base is, just, and I always say that my mom said this, but the answer is always no if you don't ask the question. So ask the question. What's
the worst thing? It's like if they say no, you didn't lose anything. You just know, okay, this is not my person. This person's not.
You are not my person.
You are not my person. I'm walking out. Yeah.
I know. Well, I told my husband the other day, I said, I'm sending this electronic press kit. I said, I'm sending this EPK to everybody. And he was like, why? And I said, well, because I know half of these people aren't my people, but I want them to know, and I want them to open it because I know that they know somebody who is my person.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Never know.
You never know.
Like I never knew I would have someone who had dance backup for Rihanna, who's been in videos with Snoop Dogg, another hero of mine, The Game. Like, this is my world is blown. I don't know what I'm going to do.
Well, you will live.
I hope so. Sure. I hope so. Because I do want to get this podcast off the ground.
Yes.
But yes, so what other plans moving forward? What are some of the goals you have? What's the next step? Are you going to do another conference like you did earlier in the year?
I intend to, yes. And so there will probably be the second annual conference for the Icons of Online Movement in June of next year. We hopefully won't be still COVID, socially distanced and
COVID
all
style.
Of that. Yeah, but my podcast will launch. It's already launched because I know that you're airing.
It launched November 5th.
Yes, it launched November 5th. You can go back and edit that. So my podcast already launched and it's doing really good.
Oh, it's amazing.
Really well.
Hundreds of downloads. Millions of downloads already. It's amazing. She's showing me the stats live, people. It's insane.
Live feed. But I am so excited that is something that I'm doing because it's new and it's different. It's exciting. And I feel like it's going to morph itself into something else because just because of the name Sweet Bites, I envision it being, kind of maybe a version of like a Birchbox, but with digital fun stuff like USBs and cupcakes or something.
Nice.
Like
I'm okay with that.
I know. I feel like people could probably have a subscription box to Sweet Bites, and it would be something really cool that could come to your house. So I feel like that in the back of my brain is where it's going, in addition to podcasting. Yeah,
and everything else that comes with it. See, look, already you're thinking, okay, I have this. This is where I am at. I know the next step is a subscription box. Why not?
Because why not?
Everybody can start it thanks to the internet. It's insane.
I know that anything's possible. So, you got to think big.
Think big. If one person has done it, anybody can do it. If someone made Joe Rogan money once, someone else can make Joe Rogan money. Well, I would like it to be me personally.
Well, then it will be you.
Yes, there we go, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm here for you.
Yeah, see, I love it. We're creating a tribe here, people. We're creating a family, a team to invest in each other. Oh my God.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. It's not late, but it's late for me. I've been up all day.
Me too.
Yeah. Yeah, I have nothing to complain about. I'm a single guy living on my own. You have 2 daughters, a husband, a house to run, a business. My God.
Ooh, you're making me tired.
I'm tired just thinking about it, and I haven't done nothing. I've done nothing all day. This is the most work I've done all day talking to you.
That's good.
Yes,
because it's a business. You're doing your thing.
Yes, and okay. I have to. When you were creating, obviously you had to register as a business. Now, for an online business, is it anything different than a regular business? Is it more complex, less complex?
I think that everybody has to take those steps on their own. So you need to research whether you're going to be an LLC or if you're going to be a corporation, if you're going to be a nonprofit. I go over that in my course very briefly because I am not anyone's lawyer.
Okay.
So they have to do those steps on their own to figure out what's going to be best financially in their best interest. Because some people have partnerships, some people, it is what it is. You just have to kind of navigate that field. But everybody should go to like their Secretary of State to make sure that they're following, whatever guidelines that your state has. If you're operating, across state lines, you want to make sure you're registered wherever you need to be registered, all of that. But I always say, do what's best for your financial interest because, the tax man is going to get you.
Tax man likes his money. The one thing,
exactly.
The most powerful gang in the world is the government. They don't like competition.
There you go.
That's it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you this little bit. I want you to promote anything you want, your course, your book. This is your time to promote everything. Anything you want to promote, c'est à vous.
C'est pour moi. Okay, so I would like to say that I hope everybody who's listening takes a moment to at least hop over to my podcast if you have a chance and listen. If it's for you, fabulous. It's called Sweet Bites with Sandra. It's on every Thursday, and you can download it wherever you get your favorite podcasts.
There you go. And it's going to be the top link, ladies and gentlemen, in the description.
Okay.
That's what I do. I'm not promoting me. I'm promoting you in this because I'm investing in you. Your podcast.
Thank you.
I can't wait till it's not out yet, but once it's out, I'm sure I'm going to love it.
It's out yet. It's December.
It's out. Yes. Well, at the time of recording, it's not out.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen. Jeez, I have to make that distinction. I forget about that. So at the time of the recording, it's not out, but I am looking forward to it. I can promise you I'll be one of your first downloads.
Oh, thank you. My mom was. Well, now you are.
There we go. Look at that. Already two subscribers. Two people before you even launched. Like, that's amazing.
It's amazing.
It is. Everything where you can follow Sandra, it's gonna wow, forgetting words. Sorry.
That's what happens. Talking all day long.
Yeah. So everything for Sandra, her Facebook, her podcast, her Twitter. You have Twitter, right?
I do.
Yeah, Twitter, everything.
It's my name.
It's all the social media will be at the top link, a short description, link to her website so you can join the course and start being a digital entrepreneur with the skills you have.
Yes, because it only takes one quick link, to be digital. And that's a website. That's my first one. It's not social media. It's a website.
Get your name on a website and you're done.
Your website. Well, and that's because one of my friends said it the best. They said, you can be in social media and be at the party, but you want to take the party home. Mm-hmm. And where the home is on your website, right? So don't just be in the party. Be able to take the party home.
Host the party at your house.
The party at your house. Yeah.
Oh my God. Wisdom beyond wisdom. Host the party at your house. That's the name of the party. That's the name of the episode.
It's another t-shirt coming out.
There
soon.
you go. There you go. On merch by Feel Better. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The intro is going to play shortly. I want to thank again Dr. Sandra Colton-Medici for being on the podcast. Make sure you go check out her stuff. Again, can't thank you enough. Thank you so much. And if ever you see Rihanna, maybe slip her my number.
No.
No.
I think she's dating somebody. I don't know.
I don't know anymore. But yeah, again, thank you so much. And everyone have a great day.
Thank you.
Hey guys, I hope you really enjoyed that discussion that Dr. Sandra Colton-Medici had with me about her journey into finding her passion and helping others find their passion. I want to thank her again for being on the podcast. It was a great pleasure speaking with her about all her passion and what she's gone through. If you would like to find out more about her course Sweetener or anything else she does, the link is in the show notes down below. If you are interested in having your artwork displayed here, please contact us at info@feelbetterinc.com. That's for the video podcast obviously, which is coming soon. And if you were interested in having your legacy forever remembered, make sure you send us an email at legacy@feelbetterinc.com. Again, all in the show notes, you'll find all our links as well as the amazing guests we have. I want to thank you very much for investing in me as I invest in you when you listen to this. I thank you very much and have a good night.
Thanks for tuning in. Now it's time to take the next step. When you're ready to dive deeper into how to launch, grow, and monetize your podcasts, Phil's got something special for you. Join him for a free webinar where he'll reveal the 3 secrets that have helped countless entrepreneurs succeed in podcasting. Click the link in the show notes to save your spot, and let's turn your podcasting dreams into reality.
Americans love using their credit cards, the most secure and hassle-free way to pay. But DC politicians want to change that with the Durbin-Marshall credit card bill. This bill lets corporate megastores pick how your credit card is processed, allowing them to use untested payment networks that jeopardize your data security and rewards. Corporate megastores will make more money, and you pay the price. Tell Congress to guard your card, because Americans lose when politicians choose. Learn more at guardyourcard.com.
You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/PODKATZ13. Just go to Indeed.com/PODKATZ13 right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.